Safe, visit santander.co.uk.
Where will 2020 take you? Somewhere where people care. About each other. About our planet. About creating a better world for everyone. And becoming the best versions of yourselves. Join a community of like-minded individuals at the University of Winchester. Make sure to accept your offer by the UCAS deadline and visit our website to find out more. See the bigger picture. Be the difference. Go to winchester.ac.uk.
Typical Danny. Last night I was chilling with my girls, but ended up spilling my Chardonnay all over my fave lilac nightie when I saw the photo I was tagged in. State of my fake tan. But no worries. Just one wash and my clothes will smell perf with Surf. Surf gives you long-lasting fragrance with natural essential oils. Find your fragrance in Surf's laundry range.
Wondering what to play next? Want to know what other TuneIn listeners are listening to right now? Head to the trending section under Browse to explore the most popular stations and podcasts on TuneIn today. Millions of listeners like you can't be wrong.
You love TuneIn for live breaking news from CNN, MSNBC, Fox, CNBC, and more. But when you can't catch your favorite show as it airs, it might just be a click away as a podcast. Search your favorite news station to explore all the on-demand news shows on TuneIn.
With the NHL season temporarily on ice, now is a good time to catch up on past games. With Game Replay on TuneIn, you can hear every matchup of the 2019-2020 season so far. And for a limited time, it's free for hockey fans everywhere. Search classic Game Replays to start listening.
Markets, headlines, and breaking news 24 hours a day at Bloomberg.com, the Bloomberg Business app, and on Quick Take by Bloomberg. This is a Bloomberg Business Flash. The S&P is in the green as investors look at the latest earnings coming through. That includes a beat from chemical maker DuPont. Every sector is up as the stocks Europe 600 advanced after slumping yesterday and missing out on that late rebound for U.S. stocks. Energy shares lead the rally amid a recovery in crude, with Total among the big winners, even after reporting a 35% plunge in first quarter profit. We look at the numbers every 15 minutes throughout the trading day on Bloomberg. S&P 500 is up 1.5%, up 43. The Dow's up 1.4%, up 336. NASDAQ's up 1.6%, up 140. The 10-year is down 8/30 seconds with a yield of 0.65%. West Texas Intermediate Crude is up 18.1% at $24.08 a barrel. COMEX Gold's down 0.5% at $17.0460 an ounce. The dollar yen, 106.60. The euro's $1.866, and the British pound, $1.2450. Norwegian Cruise Lines is seeking to raise as much as $2 billion in broad financing package that will boost its liquidity and help it weather a travel industry shutdown. Cruise line operators tapping investors for the sale of $600 million of junk bonds. That's a Bloomberg Business Flash. I'm Greg Jarrett. This is Bloomberg Markets with Lisa Abramowitz and Paul Sweeney on Bloomberg Radio.
We're going to take a look at debt markets focused on fixed income, brought to you by Commonwealth Financial Network. For the sixth straight time, GD Power ranks Commonwealth #1 in independent advisor satisfaction among financial investment firms. Visit commonwealth.com to learn more. Yesterday, the U.S. Treasury Department unveiled a $3 trillion net issuance plan for the second quarter, and they looked at a total year-end increase of Treasury issuance at $4.5 trillion. That is more than triple where we were last year. This is according to the fiscal year statistics through September 30th. Joining us now, Ira Jersey, U.S. interest rate chief strategist for Bloomberg Intelligence. And I just want to get your sense, Ira, is this basically in line with what people were expecting in terms of the U.S. Treasury issuance?
Yeah, I think it's pretty close on the two-quarter basis. So, we had a little bit less for the second quarter and a little bit more in the third quarter than what the Treasury announced, but more or less in line. Basically, what they're saying is they're front-loading a lot of this fiscal stimulus and a lot of this debt now. And maybe part of that is just because, from our perspective, we had underestimated how quickly they were going to be making a lot of these payments. Because remember, the Treasury Department, in order to make payments for the announced stimulus plans already, they have to get the money into their bank account to do that. So they're doing that really fast. They're issuing a ton of T-bills. This really means there's not going to be there is an end in sight, but T-bills are going to grow just as quickly this month as they did last month, and that's one of the things I think that might have surprised some people.
So, Ira, as we slowly reopen the economy, are we going to see the Treasury yield curve steepen noticeably, materially?
Yeah, I think it will. It is today, and I think one of the reasons for that is not only will expectations maybe of future growth be a little bit better, but importantly, and I think that this is something that a lot of people have been worried about, is we have to make room for additional supply. So tomorrow morning, the Treasury Department is going to announce their refunding statement. So like Lisa mentioned, they've announced how much they're going to issue. Tomorrow, they're going to tell us exactly how they're going to issue it. So what bonds and what other securities they're going to issue in order to meet that $3 trillion goal. And one of those is going to be a new 20-year bond that they're going to issue tomorrow. They're probably going to increase the sizes of everything else. And as they do that, it's hard to really like 30-year debt and even 10-year debt where yields currently are, because if you buy right now a 10-year bond at 65 basis points, if it goes to 72 basis points, you start losing money, and it's very easy for it to go to 72 basis points at this point. There's not a big margin for error if you're an investor in the long end of the Treasury market right now.
There's an irony kind of baked into the Treasury market right now also. This is supposedly the most liquid and deepest debt market in the world. And yet I'm hearing reports yet again of a lack of liquidity, especially as the Fed hoovers up a lot of these securities with a greater amount of net purchases even than the Treasury's issuance so far. I'm just wondering what you're seeing on that side of things as far as liquidity.
Well, liquidity still is not where it was, say, in February, but it's significantly better than it was in March. So, just looking at the screens right now, back in mid-March, you couldn't do more than $10 or $15 million of 10-year notes on the wire, which means, basically, right now, click a button and be able to do it within one tick. Now, right now, I'm looking at the screen, it's about 110 million. So, and that's, a little bit better than it was certainly in March, a lot better. So it's better, but still not great. The long end in particular is still pretty illiquid. Now, I think that's one of the reasons why the Fed has been reducing its purchases. So the Federal Reserve, remember, had been buying $25 billion a day. Now they're only buying $8 billion a day. And I think in the next couple of weeks, they'll probably reduce that to $5 billion and then maybe keep it there for a little while until they